Today we are going to review custom fields and their different types, what they share, how to edit them, how they're different in this very casual conversation. Right now I am in the control center for our sort of funly named, very fake Dunder Mifflin network. I'm in community settings and custom fields. Here you'll see the list of custom fields that are currently created for this network. You can filter them by active, onboarding, and admin only. And right here you can see for each custom field the field type, and then whether it's an onboarding, what its status is, and what the visibility is, as well as its name here. I wanted to really review the custom field types and what they share and how they're different and why you might use the different types. In this case, we have a paragraph custom field, selection custom field, single line. You'll see a yes, no custom field down here as well as one that's admin only. I really want to show you what the edit view looks like to give you a sense of their different settings for each, and talk a little bit about why you might use one versus the other. To look at the edit view, you would simply click on this row here or click on this edit icon. Here we are in the edit view. You'll see some basic information like field name. Every custom field requires a field name, a field description. This is a great way to offer a little bit of help text or give your member some context around what you're trying to gather. Not every custom field has field description, but in this case, paragraph field does. Min-max characters, this is a way to add some validation around what people enter into this field. In this case, it requires 1 character up to 500 characters, and this is a nice way to limit, the length in which people complete the field. Visibility here, this is a common setting for every custom field. This is a great way to control who can see the answers to this question. In this case, everyone can see it, meaning every member in the network, including the profile owner and admins and every member. Profile owner only means that only the owner of the profile, that member, can see the answer to their custom field. No one else in the network except for admins can see the answer to that custom field. An admin only simply means that only the admin can see this custom field and control it. This is great for things like notes on a member or any other information like IDs that you may want to store. Read only is another setting that all custom fields share. Currently, it's required off because of these settings here, but this is a way to control whether a member can edit this field. There are some use cases where this makes sense, where the admin wants to complete the field either manually or through automation, and the member can read that custom field but not edit it. And then for every custom field, there's also field rules, like required, meaning that a member must answer this custom field to enter the network. And that could mean that this is included in registration because it's required. You'll see that this is automatically turned on because required is on, or that when someone returns to the network after having registered and maybe you've created a new custom field and said it's required, they'll be forced to answer that custom field upon returning to the network. Add to registration is pretty self-explanatory. This field would be added to the registration process when a member registers and can be edited later. Allows a member to edit this field after they've completed it, either in registration or in their profile. This can be a good way to gather things like member IDs and then sort of lock them in. And there are many other use cases that this might fit. All right, so that's paragraph text field. Let's jump into another one that I think will get a lot of use, and that is selection. So selection essentially means that you're creating a custom field or a question where a member can select either one or more as an answer. In this case, we're using department as the custom field. In which department do you work as the field description, and then our selections here. One of the first things I want to point out is this toggle, which powers the member directory and members being able to filter these members. and that is make profiles filterable by selection, meaning that members can now filter members based on these custom field answers. And you'll see too, as I hover over these selections, that this is another way to control whether this becomes a selection that a member can filter the member directory on. If I don't want accounting to be something that people can filter on, I'd simply turn that off here. And you'll see that that's now turned gray. I do want that to be filterable, so I'll turn that back on. Very easy to add selections. You can see here, I'm just going to jam some text in here, hit return, creates a new one, hit return, creates a new one. And you'll notice too that the selection for filterable is on by default. And I'll just get rid of these here real quick. Max selections. So this controls whether these selections are radio buttons or checkboxes. If I were creating a new custom field and I left this blank, then that would essentially mean they can make as many selections here as they want. If I were to say minimum selection 1, maximum selection 1, that would mean that they could only select one of these selections, and that would turn the selection fields into radios. If I were to say minimum selection 1, maximum selection 3, then these become checkboxes because they can check more than one. Hopefully that makes sense. Visibility we've covered, read-only we've covered, and field rules we've covered as well. I'm just going to cancel this and go back to custom fields. Let's have a look at the yes/no custom field. There's a few things to talk about here. Using the yes/no custom field is really good for binary questions like send job offer. Do you like dogs? Do you like cats? Anything that's sort of a yes/no. Here we have the field name and the visibility, and we know what that does. Filterable is the same thing as making selections filterable, but in this case, because there's just a yes or no to filter on, it's just binary. Either this is on or this is off. And if it's on, then members can filter the member directory by this question and yes or no answers. And everything else we've covered here. What this will produce is a label that says send job offers, and then a yes/no selection. And heading back to custom fields. The last one I want to show is simply another paragraph field that you'll see is not visible to members, but is for admins only. This is a great use case, creating a paragraph text field for admins to create notes for a member. Or maybe it's a yes/no field, or maybe it's a single line field or a selection field as well. A use case for this might be that you have a CRM that you're updating Honeycommb with, and you have gathered a bunch of information that you also want to be in Honeycommb, but that you don't want your members to see. That might be things like notes, that might be other things like IDs or other information you simply don't want to share with the network or the member. And in this case, you would create that custom field and select visibility admin only. You'll notice that the read only and the rules no longer apply when visibility is admin only, simply because those rules don't need to be in place to control visibility and requirements and other things that would be placed on the member. So that kind of simplifies this custom field. For an overview of custom fields, what they are, there's a really great overview help center article and video for that one too. So always a great idea to check that one out too. Thanks.